In 2025, a quiet revolution is rewriting the rules of financial strategy, and it's not happening on Wall Street trading floors. It's happening inside algorithms, neural networks, and generative AI models that now think, predict, and analyze faster than any human ever could. Financial analysts, CFOs, and institutional investors are witnessing something extraordinary: models that learn from market chaos, simulate economic futures, and even create synthetic data to stress test decisions before a single dollar moves. This isn't science fiction anymore. From hedge funds to Fortune 500 treasury departments, generative AI is now the invisible financial analyst, working 24/7, translating billions of data points into clear, actionable insight. Today, we're diving deep into how generative AI is being used in financial modeling and analysis, why it's changing the game, and how you can harness it before your competitors do. Before we understand the transformation, we need to talk about the old world: spreadsheets, static assumptions, and linear forecasts that crumble the moment the market changes. For decades, financial modeling relied on manual data entry, human assumptions, and backward-looking trends. Analysts spent weeks building discounted cash flow models, only to find their projections outdated before the ink dried. The process was slow, error-prone, and reactive. Decision-makers were often flying blind in volatile markets. And as global economies became more interconnected, old-school models simply couldn't process the speed and complexity of financial data. That's where generative AI stepped in, not just to automate, but to reimagine what financial modeling could be. Generative AI isn't just another data tool. It's a thinking system, one that learns from billions of historical and real-time data points, detects hidden correlations, and can simulate future market behavior with astonishing precision. In 2025, firms like BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Deloitte have begun deploying generative AI in financial planning and risk assessment. The results? Faster insights, sharper predictions, and an entirely new way to model uncertainty. Instead of rigid spreadsheets, generative AI builds dynamic models, constantly updating as new information flows in. Imagine a financial forecast that adjusts itself based on geopolitical shifts, interest rate changes, or emerging trends in consumer sentiment. AI models are not just analyzing data anymore, they're creating new data scenarios, predicting outcomes under multiple market conditions, and offering executives a live, breathing version of their business future. At its core, generative AI in finance uses large language models, LLMs, and deep learning architectures trained on massive financial datasets, from earnings reports and stock histories to macroeconomic indicators. When a financial analyst feeds in parameters like projected revenue, inflation rate, or cost of capital, the AI doesn't just calculate, it creates. It generates multiple simulated futures, stress tests them against black swan events, and produces probability-weighted insights that reflect complex realities. For example, a generative AI model might run 10,000 different economic simulations in minutes, testing what would happen if oil prices spiked, the dollar weakened, or consumer confidence dropped by 15%. These aren't just models. They're narratives of possibility, detailed financial universes created by algorithms that understand risk at a granular level. 1. Automated forecasting and budgeting. Companies are now using generative AI to automate entire forecasting workflows. Instead of analysts manually adjusting models, AI systems continuously pull in data from ERP platforms, market feeds, and even social sentiment to update forecasts in real time. This means CFOs can log into a dashboard and see up to the minute profit predictions, dynamic cash flow models, and early warnings about budget deviations. 2. Synthetic data for scenario planning. One of the most powerful uses of generative AI is its ability to create synthetic financial data. For industries with limited historical data, like new startups or emerging markets, AI can generate realistic datasets to simulate long-term performance and risk. This innovation helps decision-makers forecast under uncertainty and reduce exposure to blind spots in traditional analytics. 3. Risk management and stress testing. Generative AI is now central to risk modeling. Banks and regulators are using it to run thousands of what-if scenarios, from interest rate hikes to liquidity crunches, to test the resilience of portfolios. AI can uncover nonlinear relationships between market events and financial exposure that traditional risk systems might miss. 4. Investment strategy optimization. Hedge funds and asset managers are integrating generative AI into portfolio management. AI models can generate thousands of portfolio combinations, backtest them against decades of data, and identify optimal strategies for risk-adjusted returns. This means investment professionals spend less time crunching numbers and more time acting on predictive intelligence. 5. AI-powered financial reporting. Generative AI can now write financial reports, summarize quarterly earnings, and translate complex models into plain English for investors and boards. By combining NLP with predictive analytics, AI tools can produce audit-ready insights and commentary in minutes, saving hours of manual review. Despite the power of generative AI, finance still needs human judgment. The real revolution isn't replacement, it's collaboration. Analysts now work alongside AI copilots that explain assumptions, validate projections, and help humans focus on strategy instead of spreadsheets. Generative AI has become the modern financial assistant, parsing through massive datasets, uncovering patterns, and leaving the decision-making to human intuition and experience. The firms winning in 2025 aren't those replacing people with AI, they're those who integrate AI to amplify human insight. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, uses AI-driven models to optimize portfolio construction and risk management. Their internal generative systems simulate various market conditions to test resilience before making large-scale investment decisions. Goldman Sachs leverages generative AI for automated valuation modeling, M&A projections, and customized financial insights for clients. AI helps create living valuation models that evolve with every new data input. Deloitte and PwC, these consulting giants, use AI to generate dynamic audit and compliance reports, replacing static Excel sheets with intelligent dashboards that detect anomalies automatically. Startups and fintech, smaller players, are disrupting fast. Startups like Numerai, Kensho, and Zest AI are building financial prediction models powered entirely by generative architectures, democratizing access to insights once reserved for billion-dollar firms. One of the most exciting outcomes of this evolution is accessibility. AI tools that once required million-dollar budgets are now available via APIs, cloud platforms, and open-source frameworks. Entrepreneurs, small hedge funds, and even independent analysts can now build sophisticated predictive models using tools like ChatGPT Enterprise, Claude, OpenAI's GPT-5 Fine-Tune API, and Google Gemini. This democratization means the financial modeling edge is no longer limited to Wall Street, it's now available to anyone with vision and data literacy. Generative AI also introduces new responsibilities. Synthetic data and automated financial narratives can introduce bias or errors if not properly validated. Regulators are beginning to set AI governance standards to ensure transparency and accountability in financial reporting. Firms are investing heavily in AI explainability, ensuring every generated insight can be traced back to its data source and logic chain. As AI becomes a financial decision maker, ethical alignment becomes just as critical as computational power. In the next 5 years, generative AI will evolve from an analytical assistant to a strategic partner. We'll see AI autonomously creating financial models that update in real time, respond to global events, and even negotiate trades or financing terms based on predictive risk models. The future CFO might manage a digital finance twin, a generative AI ecosystem that mirrors the company's financial health and continuously tests hundreds of growth scenarios. Imagine asking your AI, how would a 10% change in energy prices affect our Q3 margins? And getting an instant, data-backed answer, complete with charts, narrative summaries, and strategy recommendations. That's the power of generative finance. If you're a business owner, CFO, or financial analyst wondering how to start, here's your roadmap. Identify repetitive processes. Start with budgeting, forecasting, and reporting. Integrate AI APIs. Tools like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google Gemini can connect with Excel, Power BI, or ERP systems. Use synthetic data generators for scenario planning where real data is limited. Build AI dashboards, combine financial metrics, predictive analytics, and visual reports for decision support. Train your team. The best AI results come from human-guided prompts, not blind automation. This hybrid model of AI plus human strategy delivers exponential value, cutting costs, reducing errors, and accelerating decision-making. Consider a global manufacturing firm with fluctuating raw material costs. Traditionally, analysts use static models to forecast supply expenses. After implementing a generative AI solution, the company could simulate thousands of potential price scenarios, factor in geopolitical data, and identify the optimal purchase timing. The result, a 12% reduction in cost volatility and faster capital deployment. This single use case demonstrates how generative AI doesn't just analyze, it creates strategic advantage. Let's clear up a few misconceptions. Myth 1, AI replaces analysts. Reality, it amplifies them, freeing them to focus on strategy. Myth 2, AI-generated data isn't trustworthy. Reality, properly validated models can outperform human-only predictions. Myth 3, only big firms can afford it. Reality, cloud-based AI tools make enterprise-level modeling affordable for startups and SMEs. Understanding these truths is key to staying competitive in the AI finance era. 2025 is the tipping point. The firms adopting generative AI now are setting the benchmarks for predictive finance. AI-native firms will be the ones defining valuation strategies, acquisition timing, and capital flows before the competition even reacts. Think of it this way, AI is the new Bloomberg terminal, and those who know how to query it correctly will dominate the market conversation. Generative AI transforms financial modeling from static to dynamic. It enables continuous forecasting, real-time scenario planning, and predictive reporting. AI amplifies human intelligence, it doesn't replace it. The democratization of AI tools is leveling the financial playing field. The future of finance belongs to the firms that embrace generative intelligence today. We've reached the moment where financial modeling meets imagination. Generative AI isn't just a tool, it's a creative force, building a bridge between data and decision. Whether you're a small business owner or a global fund manager, the message is clear: those who understand and implement generative AI now will shape the next decade of financial strategy. The question is no longer if AI will redefine finance, but how fast you'll adapt to it. So before you close this video, remember this: the smartest investment you can make in 2025 isn't in stocks or bonds, it's in understanding AI. If this video opened your eyes to the future of financial intelligence, hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons. Join the Grow with Technology community for deep dives into AI, automation, and business growth strategies. Visit www.growwithtechnology.com for resources, templates, and AI guides for business leaders. Because the next era of financial success won't be written by spreadsheets, it'll be generated by AI. Rocket emoji, money bag emoji.